Hey all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically Cherokee, North Carolina, on the Cherokee Indian Reservation, and I'm here in front of the Museum of the Cherokee Indian. This museum kind of chronicles the history of the Native Americans in this area and kind of the hardships they went through. Of course, the Trail of Tears, one of the most shameful events in American history, chronicled in here, and we're going to take a look. Follow me. Well, they have a series of painted bears all around town here, kind of a community art project. But this one in front of the museum is my favorite. This is the Sequoia Bear. It's, the Sequoia was the Native American who invented the actual written language. He's famous for wearing that red hat and smoking a pipe. And here on the side of the bear, we see the Cherokee alphabet. Right here is a Peter Toth carved Indian head. This is a carving of Sequoia. And Peter Toth, a very famous artist carving these Indian heads. You can actually find them all across the country, various important figures in Native American history. It's a turkey right there. We have a turkey feather cape. This is the Bat Creek stone. It's got really fascinating. This was a stone found in an Indian mound. It's got language written on it, but it is not modern Cherokee language. And some people even believe that the language is Hebrew, found in the 1880s.
This is good, strong medicine. The healing will begin soon. It's unfortunate we humans need medicine at all. You know, there was a time when we didn't need medicine because there was no diseases.
This piece of artwork here portrays the Othenka, a serpent, a horned serpent with a jewel in its forehead. It's supposed to lurk these mountains. And the story goes that someone was able to kill the Othenka and that the stone that was in his forehead still exists. Some claim to have seen the stone. Some spear fishing right there. The Atlatl. It's a really unusual weapon used to hunt with. It's this thing here used to like fling a spear. It's like an art form trying to throw it. I've actually showed a stickball game before on my channel. Really an amazing sport and very, very intense and brutal.
On top of dirt mounds. Next to the townhouse, you see the summer townhouse, which was loosely constructed and open.
Some Native Americans trading during colonization. It's the legend of the burning belt, saying that a sacred belt was able to save a whole town, give them protection against invading white soldiers. Here's Sequoia. He invented the Cherokee alphabet. Say the Cherokee who made leaves talk. Yeah, there's the Bible translated into Cherokee. Here's where we get to the rough part. This is a American soldier forcing Native Americans out of their home. They were only allowed to leave with what was on their back. They weren't even allowed to gather their things. As you can see, their dinner being left on the table as they're ushered out. Major story here in the mountains. The story of Solly, one of the Native Americans that hid during removal and sacrificed himself to allow others to stay here. Shows some of the brutal conditions. The Trail of Tears, where the Cherokee here were forced out to Oklahoma. Says this mask is supposed to portray a white man. That's their vision. What a white man looks like.
Strangers came to our land. We saw how we prospered through our trade with them, and how it brought.
Here's a Cherokee tale about the possum. Possum once had a beautiful tail, but because he bragged about it all the time, the other animals had to teach him a lesson. They invited him to a beauty contest, but secretly shaved his tail. When all the animals laughed at him, he was so embarrassed, he pretended to be dead. Aw, man, poor possum. Some modern Cherokee crafts in here. I think this one's amazing. It says death to politics, death to power. It's made out of a wasp's nest. It's a mask. The Trail of Tears, I feel that it gets somewhat overlooked. I feel most people know, general idea, know that it is horrible, that Native Americans were forced out of their own homes, that, you know, it was a great wrong done by the American government, but I think some people just miss how awful it was. The president, Andrew Jackson, he originally considered, instead of shipping the Cherokee off to Oklahoma, that he would actually exterminate them, just simply kill them. Almost literally a Hitler-esque plan. And what happened wasn't a whole lot better. Literally, the stories say, and verified, that the American soldiers went into their homes, took the Native Americans. Someone wouldn't even let them get their shoes on, made them leave. There's diaries from American soldiers where they were absolutely just disgusted with themselves watching the Native Americans die around them as they hauled them off to Oklahoma. And even the ones that went to Oklahoma, see, they had this idea that a Native American was a Native American, that there was already Indians out in Oklahoma surviving, so that the Cherokee would be just fine. But not the case, because, you know, there's a completely different lifestyle, a completely different culture. You know, the Cherokee here were farmers, were fishermen. That's not how they got food out west. So they were completely unprepared for what they would deal with. Fortunately, as you can see, there is still an Indian reservation here. A portion of the Cherokee were able to use these mountains to stay. They became the eastern band of the Cherokee, while the ones that were forced off their land became known as the western band. It's some really dark history, kind of shrouds the area. And you know, it's oh god, it even gets worse, because, you know, the Cherokee, they literally tried to destroy their culture. They put them in schools, tried to destroy their language, tried to force them to speak different languages, to dress different ways. You know, we have laws in place now, working in social services. There's actually special laws put into place to help protect Native American culture, to make sure that us, the government, did not continue to destroy their culture. Fortunately, you know, there is some changes. They are trying to spread the speaking of the Cherokee language and encourage their culture to thrive and preserve their culture, instead of trying to stamp it out and this literal genocide that the United States tried to commit. And I'm proud to be an American. I love America, but to be America, we need to be honest and truthful and learn from our past mistakes, and not try to change history, and understand the wrong that we've done, and do what we can to make things better. Appreciate you guys watching. This one's in the bag.